Hi, after the passing of Rich Piana, it has been brought to my attention that I should probably run some of his old videos that we had done, like 22 shows, and a lot of information from several years ago many people missed out on. So someone said to me, why don't you bring back some of those videos so we can all see them again? So I'm going through them trying to find the good ones, and I'm going to repost them under a new title so that you guys can share it and understand it and have fun with it. So this is one of many, and there'll be more to come along. Thank you for watching Rick's Corner, and Rich Piana, rest in peace. You were a great guy. I'm back on here with Rich Piana. I've got him for the day. Someone loaned him out to me. And we're talking about bodybuilding, which you guys want to hear about, and things that make you grow and things that make you look good. And you've asked me to have him on again, and so here we are. And don't ask too much because he's a busy man. The guy gets around. He's given me some time today, which is really nice of him. He's a good friend. I want to talk about one thing in particular because a lot of you write in and you want to know. I mean, there's no secrets to bodybuilding. You train hard and you eat good and you make your body grow. You don't overtrain, you get enough rest, you know, you do your supplements, whatever it takes. But the question that a lot of people have is, number one, they can't gain weight. And number two, when they do gain weight, they're putting on fat with muscle. They want to put on 30 or 40 pounds. And I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't think the scale is always the answer for gaining weight.
No, definitely not. You know, definitely not. You have to go by the mirror. You know, you have to go by, you know, you have to have an eye for your body, and you have to be able to critique your physique and know what's going on with it. You know, be able to honestly critique your physique and know what's happening. You know, when you rely on the scale, you don't know what's going on with your body. You're going by the number.
Right.
And one of my female shirts I sell on my clothing line, on the back it says, perfection is not a number, because every woman in the world goes by the scale. And yes, even the ones right now that are saying, I don't, yes, you do.
Yes.
Because I've met many girls in my life that say, oh no, I don't go by the scale, I go by the mirror. And then as I get to know them, every morning they're on the scale, and then they leave the room and they're in a bad mood all of a sudden. Right. And I'm like, what's wrong?
I gained 5 pounds.
No, I gained 4 ounces.
Yeah. It's true.
So yes, you are using the scale. Everyone, all these females are using the scale, you know, and it's not a way to gauge it. Everyone knows this, but they just can't stay away. They have to go by that number. And
being big's not always about being heavy.
Not at all. And you know, I was locked into that mentality for about 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, my everything went by the scale. That number meant everything to me. The higher that number was, the better I felt about myself.
One thing about the higher the number on the scale, you are stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely stronger. But it doesn't mean you're bigger.
No. You know, but in my head back then, you know, it didn't matter what my bigger looked like, as long as I was bigger. Right. I had no concept that I had no abs, but I was bigger than that guy. You know, well, yeah, you look like shit.
Right. No, I know what you're saying. There's a guy in our gym who I see in the morning. I'm not going to say his name. He's 180 pounds. He had his shirt off the other day in the dressing room, and he looked phenomenal. 180 pounds.
Yeah.
So another older guy was talking to him, and he said, what do you weigh? I said, I weigh 222. He said, no, you don't. You're not over 190. I said, I'm not trying to be heavy, but I'm 222, and I got on the scale, and I was 222, and the guy hardly believed it because the guy was so big for 180. Mm-hmm. So it's the scale really doesn't mean much there. No. Of course, he's 30 years younger than me too, and so there's a difference there as well. But then I see other guys in the gym, and you see them at the gym we go to with their big sweatshirts, and these guys are 250, 260, and they want to be big in their clothes, but their belly's bigger than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And they'll never take their shirts off.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to work out your whole life and never take your shirt off?
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
It's like having a Ferrari and never driving it. Like never showing anyone the Ferrari. What's the point of having
it? There's no point in it. They don't compete. They don't do anything. They probably don't even undress in front of their wife. But what I want to know, and I want you to tell them, is how you can gain size and put on muscle without gaining belly fat. Because the first place you go when you eat is the first place it's going to go is to your stomach, and that's the last place to come off. And you can't spot reduce it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to know a lot about, you know, your carbohydrates, and you have to know when's the best time to eat them, when's the best time not. Cardio, when's the best time to work out, when, you know, working out. And the thing is people don't, your carbohydrates is the energy for your body, so you have to eat it at specific times when it's necessary, and when it's not necessary, you don't eat it. You know, and so obviously there's no reason to eat carbs at night. you're going to go to, unless you have a hot chick over and it's going to be a 3-hour thing
Of
before
course,
you go to bed, then
Mhm.
maybe you might need some carbs to get through that session. You know what I mean? But other than that, if you're just going to go to bed, you don't need any carbohydrates. You eat protein and vegetables, salad, whatever, and hit the sack. In the morning, is when you're going to need the. Everyone knows this information, but what I'm getting at is, I've seen so many people walk in the gym in the morning. They walk up to the counter and they buy a Cliff Bar.
Right.
They start nibbling on it, and they go and they get on the Stairmaster.
Right.
So what they don't understand is they're breaking even. They're eating 40 grams of sugar, 52 grams of carbohydrate, 280 calories. They're going to get on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. When that Stairmaster is over and it says how many calories they burn, it's going to say 280.
Mhm.
I'm just throwing numbers out. But my point is, they just burned off the Cliff Bar they just ate.
Right.
So if they had woken up this morning and just not gone to the gym and not had the Cliff Bar, they'd be in the same position.
Yeah, they neutralized.
But they don't understand it. They feel like they're doing something good.
Yeah.
They don't understand that they should have got on cardio on an empty stomach.
Right.
Did the cardio, burnt the fat up, in the fat in your body, use that for energy, and that makes that right there alone is a huge difference. If you eat a Cliff Bar every morning before cardio, over 3 months' time, that is a huge difference in the results you're going to get.
Right.
Huge.
I'm big on breakfast. I have my egg whites and oatmeal every morning. I wake up hungry. And then about an hour later, I go to the gym and train, but I'm training with weights, and I throw a little cardio in here and there. I've been doing it for years, and I've always had good results. And even back in the day, I'd eat that way, a hamburger patty and eggs, go to the gym. Arnold did the same thing. We'd work out, but we never got fat from it. It was mostly high protein.
Yeah.
But I feel like my body has to have something to burn on. I'm not going to bring my car to the gym on an empty tank of gas.
Yeah.
And then there's people who show up at the gym and they don't eat at all. And they'll go through all day and not eat, and then they'll eat something late at night. It's like, this is not how you gain weight or gain size.
Yeah, or it's not how you lose weight either, because
No,
your
no.
metabolism slows down.
Right.
So, you have to eat small meals throughout the day. You have to, monitor your carbohydrates to fit your lifestyle of what you're doing.
Right.
If you're going to go do a big chest workout, you need that oatmeal to fuel you through that workout.
Right.
And you're probably going to burn up that oatmeal during that whole workout.
Right.
And then after the workout, you're going to have to replenish those muscles with more carbs. As 3-4 o'clock rolls around, you're not wrestling, you don't have anything going on, there's no reason to be taking in carbs at that time.
That's true.
If you have, you have 3, students coming over to wrestle, well, then you might need another cup of oatmeal to get through that.
It also depends on your body type. If you look in the mirror and you're thin, you can have those carbs. If you look in the mirror and you're really grossly overweight and you're fat, then you don't want those carbs.
Yeah, I mean, it's common knowledge.
Right.
It's basically common sense when it comes to this. When it comes to weight management, whether it's trying to gain weight or lose weight, people make it a lot harder than it is. There's people that have business degrees. They've went to college to become a nurse. They've done all these things, and they still don't understand the difference between a fat, a protein, and a carbohydrate. And these things should be taught in high school.
Yeah.
They should have a nutrition class in high school that educates you, because this is an important aspect of life. That there's many adults that are extremely smart, extremely successful, and they still don't know the difference between a carb and a protein.
No,
they don't know what a carbohydrate is.
No, they don't know what a carbohydrate
is. And it's awful that people don't have this education. And it's something that's just, it's not really taught. And it should be taught.
I tell people with metabolism, you want to keep the fire burning, okay? So you eat more often to keep the metabolism burning. My analogy is, if you have a fireplace and you throw a log in, the fire gets hotter. If it burns out, you don't throw a log in, the fire burns down. So if you keep feeding it logs throughout the day, the fire is always burning.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do the same thing with your body and you're feeding it every 2.5 hours of something nutritious, that metabolism will actually start to burn fat.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't get that. It's once a day thing is no good.
Yeah, no, and your body, if you're eating once or twice a day and you bump it up to 4 or 5 times a day, within a couple weeks, you will see a drastic change in your body.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make logical sense. If you think about it logically, more food is going to mean more weight. But it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way.
And so that's the thing, is that, you really have to eat more, to lose weight.
And drink more water.
Obviously you're eating the right things,
Right.
and, the right size meals and so forth.
Right. Because you're able to keep your waist really small.
I try.
I mean, with abs. I mean, for your size, your waist is really small.
I try so hard, Rick.
Do you?
I do. The thing is my biggest pet peeve in bodybuilding is the growth guts.
Yeah.
I think it's really made a bad name in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And I don't find it the least bit attractive,
No, it's
aesthetically pleasing. I think it ruins the physique. And I would much rather be a physique guy that weighs 180 and have a small waist, nice muscle bellies, you know, lean, rather than be a 280-pound bodybuilder with a big gut.
Exactly. And
without a doubt, there's no comparison. I know I'm going to get tons of people, you know, saying bad things and talking, you know, whatever about me and so forth, but that's the honest to God truth. I would never want to have a gut, regardless if it was a gut of abs or a gut of fat. And that's my biggest problem with bodybuilding nowadays, is how it's almost became acceptable to have a huge stomach.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to say that, you know, I look at these physique guys and, you know, they have incredible bodies. And, you know, I don't really care for the posing. You know, I don't really care for, you know, the way the judges have them show their physiques off. You know, to me, you know, that should be changed, you know, because that makes it, you know. But as far as their physiques themselves, you know, they look amazing, you know. And, you know, if those guys, you know, put on more size and kept those aesthetics, they would look incredible.
I think the general public really gravitates towards that, though. They like the guys that look lean and hard and muscular with the abs. And women definitely do, for sure.
I mean, a small waist is, you know, to me, that a small waist will catch my eye more than a big arm, you know, because there's a lot of big arms out there. When you go to expos and you walk around, you know, you see guys with huge arms, but, you know, what comes along with that is the big bloated face, the big bloated, you know, waistline.
Yeah.
And no matter how you look at it, it's just, it's, you know, I don't think it looks good.
No.
You know, and so, you know, I tell people, I've explained growth, I've explained insulin and these things, and I've explained, you know, the negative effects of these things. And, you know, people don't want to believe it.
No, they want to believe what they want to believe. It's a miracle thing. They're going to get amazing results overnight, and you're absolutely right about it. I mean, the small waist makes your shoulders look bigger anyway. In fact, back in the days of Steve Reeves and people like that, the beginning bodybuilders, the whole idea of bodybuilding was to keep the tiny little waist and the broad shoulders.
Yeah.
And all their jackets were like this. I mean, everything was V-tapered. Even Jack LaLanne, that's what caught your eye. Wow, look at the shoulders and how small that guy's waist is. How do you do it?
Steve Reeves, all these guys.
All of them. Steve Reeves, all of them.
People don't understand. They make excuses that as the body grows, every part of the body has to grow, and that is not true.
No.
You know, that is not true. You know, you see guys, you know, that have tiny legs and big upper bodies. Well, hello, not every part of the body has to grow.
Exactly.
Your waist does not have to get bigger. No. Whatever your waist was when you graduated high school, you know, is what your waist could be today. If you graduate at 180 pounds, your waist was 32 inches, you can get to 250 and still have a 32-inch waist. There's no reason why your waist has to grow. Doing deadlifts, eating like a bodybuilder is not going to make your waist grow and become this huge, you know. And again, you look at the guys of the 70s.
Yeah.
That's the argument.
That's it, right?
That's my backup for my argument is look at those guys. They trained hard, they trained heavy, and they all had tiny waists. Not one guy back then had a descended stomach.
No, not one.
Not one.
And they could do the vacuum.
Every guy could do the vacuum.
Yeah,
nowadays, 1 out of 30 guys could do a vacuum, maybe.
I know. Well, I think that made the point. Now what are you going to do? Are you going to go home and diet and train and not work your stomach or what? But it's good knowledge, and I think that this is something good to share. I think people need to understand where that's going like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you, Rich.
Yes.
I know you're busy.
It was fun.
You got to go.
I'm off to Canada tomorrow.
I know you are. What part?
I'm going to Vancouver.
Oh, you'll have a nice time.
Yeah.
It's nice this time of year.
Is it?
Yeah. For how long are you going to be there?
Just 3 days.
3 days anywhere is long enough.
Yeah, definitely.
And you come back to your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching Rick's Corner. We'll see you guys next time, and we'll have Rich back again in between his busy schedule.
Awesome. See
Until
you guys.
then.
rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.